we are past time, so I might as well get things rolling. Although I know this is not what you usually expect to start with on one of these streams. It's been a couple of weeks, I know. Let me just go and drop this in announcements. You'll get to see my whole procedure here. But the reason we're starting here is because I have something very important to do before we actually start building. Trainz root building stream starting now. And I'm not going to send that yet. Welcome to Under Construction. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. Today, we're doing something incredibly important before we get started, which is we are making a backup of the route. And the reason for that is it's been a while since we've made a backup of the route, and it really pays to do this often. So this is the route, this is the session. We're going to export that to CDP, and I'm not going to put it here because this is on the same hard drive as everything else. I'm going to go put it on my R drive, which is a backup drive. I'm going to stick it over there. It should only take a moment. And the reason I'm doing this is because this main drive of mine has started to throw a couple of errors. It's getting old. It's got like 30,000 hours on it. Not that the backup drive is any better, but it doesn't get used very much. This is like the poor man's RAID array. Export to CDP, exporting this to here, and so we will have an updated version of Tolbrand in case my main hard drive goes down. The plan is to replace this drive probably after the holidays, and I'll end up replacing both of them if I'm honest. But with that out of the way, that is how you back up your Trainz route, and that's a very important skill to learn. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward, because Trainz really doesn't like to keep running indefinitely, and it is very common to have to reinstall the game. At least it has been in the past. And I do have a solid-state drive for my main, like my boot drive and everything like that, but large amounts of solid-state storage can get fairly expensive, and replacing a hard disk that's like 2 terabytes every 30,000 hours of uptime is less expensive. Also, hard drives tend to fail in a way where you know it's coming. You start to lose sectors and things like that. SSDs can fail fairly insidiously, and I don't like that. If I lose my boot drive, whatever, I'll get a new one, I'll install a new copy of Windows, we'll go forward. But if if I lose one of these hard drives, sorry, that's my boot drive. It doesn't really have anything critical on it. There are some programs installed there, but if I lose all the files on that drive, I might not even notice what's gone. At any rate, good evening, comrades. We are going to do our regular starting thing, which is we're going to play not Tetris while everyone sort of piles in and while the map loads. Speaking of hardware, but changing the subject to graphic cards, have you watched Linus Tech Tips on the Intel B-Series GPU? No. I'm not a big fan of Linus Tech Tips. Not for any particular reason. I just don't really follow him. So, no, I haven't seen that video, and you know me, I'm usually 3 or 4 generations behind the curve when it comes to hardware anyway, so I am the last person to keep up on the new hardware trends. That said, I did get a comment on the last video asking what I run, and I will cover that. If I don't, in a little bit, somebody remind me what this computer is. And I suppose I can talk about where every part came from as well, because aside from those hard drives, which I bought new, none of this stuff I bought new. This computer is an amalgam of spare parts. Actually, I take that back. There is one more exception to that. I bought the case brand new. And this case has been with me since the very first video on this channel back in 2011. And what's funny is, if we're talking about stuff that's lasted a long time, if you go back to some of those early videos, and even some of these recent videos, if I've got a yellow t-shirt on, that yellow t-shirt is something I got at um, the Railroad Museum of New England when they had Flag Coal Company number 75 come and visit and run trains. I got that, I think, 15 years ago, based on the photo I saw. It's a minimum of 15 years ago. I was looking through my Facebook looking for things, and I found that picture, which sort of answered that question because I had no idea how long I had had that shirt. I just knew it was a long time. It was long enough that it was basically threadbare. It was falling apart. There were holes in all the seams, and I kept on. I hung on to it not only because it was a nice T-shirt, like I enjoyed wearing it. Um, you have a T-shirt for 15 years, you wear it in, that fabric becomes like silky smooth. Um, but also, it was my only yellow T-shirt, which is a weird thing to sort of fixate on, but and it was my only T-shirt of of the Grambling engines, of the Rare Museum of New England, anything like that. It was. I don't have any other memorabilia from there, unless you include the business card I have of Howard Pincus's that says "Cab Ride OK" on the back. Someday I'm gonna go back to the Rare Museum of New England and I'm gonna whip that thing out and say like, it's my time. Um, but speaking of cab rides, I am looking forward to tomorrow going down to the Valley Railroad and taking a cab ride. I got offered a ride by Zimzam and Casey, um, and this was probably the only opportunity for me to get in the cab with both of them, which sounded a lot more fun than with one of them. Some of the parts and whatever. Um, and yeah, I mean, I haven't taken a proper cab ride in quite a while. Well, I guess I've been in Nine's cab fairly recently. I'm not sure if that counts, considering I volunteer there, but um, I gotta redeem the cab. I don't know what happened to the cab ride at Danbury thing. I feel like they're chill enough that if we went and we said that that we got that, like we won that, 2 years ago or whatever now at this point, I feel like they would honor it because it's a small operation, but I have no idea what happened to that stuff. I think it got like shoved around in the back of my car for months and months and just got like crumpled and destroyed. I think that trading card that we got of the stationary steam engine, I think that might survive, like in my basement somewhere. Uh, Howdy, Mopac. This has been a fairly good run, which of course I say that and I immediately start losing. But I'm telling all the good stories now. Yeah, it's probably in the spare tire well. Dean, I can't even tell you. I need to like sacrifice one of my extra belts to the spare tire well, like clothes belts, because the belt in there that's supposed to hold the tire in place just snapped because of age. It just like disintegrated. Um, so every time I take a corner, I hear the spare tire in the spare tire well, ka-dunk, 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 bouncing around, and I'm thinking, oh, that can't be good. Um, like at some point, it's gonna bust through like the whatever the exterior is made of on that, like a chest burster. Um, I wonder if I mean it might. I just wonder if it's worth buying large zip ties. Well, large zip ties are a problem if I have to like cut them free to get at my spare tire. That's probably a step I won't feel like taking. Um, at least with a belt, I can just undo it. I'm sure I can figure something out. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh shoot. I lost sight of that one. Got away from me. Let's see. Put that right there. This right here. Not fabric. I think it was leather. It looked like leather. Um, Honestly, it looked like the kind. Because I don't even have it anymore. I went, oh shoot, this thing came apart, and then I threw it out because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I have the end of it, like the end that hooks into the edge of the wheel well to or the spare tire well to secure it. I might have kept that because I was thinking, well, I'll tie something else up to it and I'll just use the end. But I bet you I can, if I take just a regular belt, I can just bend the end of it. It would probably be fairly hazardous if I did that, like a jagged piece of metal. But what are you gonna do? So it's a very frank and frank fix. Hey Pat. Okay, let's spin this around. But yeah, that is why I will not be there for the playdate tomorrow, which is a bummer because Railroader won, and I would love to have another session on the Iron Horseman Railroad. Um, but one of these days, I'm sure it'll come around again. And it's crossed my mind how long it's been since we had a Railroads Online playdate, which, incidentally, kind of glad that we haven't attempted that. It was asked earlier, hey, I want to buy a train game. What train game should I buy? And it's really tough for me to just go like, not Railroads Online, because I'm sure some people out there still have fun in that game. But it's kind of a mess. I mean, it's been kind of a mess for a couple of years at this point now, and it really doesn't look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. I'm going to like, best case scenario is the game becomes abandoned and like gets an open TTD-esque port, right? I found a site full of interior parts. I might know that site. There's a lot of aftermarket stuff. I mean, the 200 series is beloved. Beloved, loved, whatever, beloved. Splendificus. And I had as much fun in Railroads Online as anyone else did. I would like to imagine. Doing the bacon line and everything like that. And of course, the episode on the Italian drains is timeless, but you can certainly tell by the end of that we just couldn't keep 3 people in a session, which was very frustrating. It led to some really great moments, like some of the runaways, but that doesn't mean it was fun to play. So I'm yeah, it's not the kind of thing that I think is worth anyone's money at this point, which is a shame because there was a lot of promise in that game, and it was it was certainly fun while it lasted. Trying to Italian trains in Transport Fever. There's that Transport Fever mod set that Ace Republic made. I never got to try it. One of these days, I'm either going to do that or I'm going to try to make my own, because I never really played much of Transport Fever 2. I have maybe a couple of hours in it, because by then I had modded the gills off Transport Fever 1, and I was just very happy with it. And I didn't feel the need to move up. Now, there are some tremendous improvements in Transport Fever 2. This isn't a City Skylines situation or Kerbal Space Program situation where you're really, the only good reason to move up is because you just want to have the 2 next to the game. And I understand that City Skylines is getting better. Of course, Kerbal Space Program 2 is not. It's basically abandonware at this point. Which is fine, because Kerbal Space Program 1 is loved and has been loved for a long time, and you can get just about anything you want. Okay, we did not break a high score. Let's get to work. Why is it wintertime now? That's new. Hold on. I'm gonna switch it to edit route. No, wait, it's edit environment, isn't it? Edit environment. Calendar. Oh, now it's August. Okay, go back to June 27th. These guys should, like, pop back to life, right? Or maybe it's just looking at the outside world time. This is kind of wild. I haven't seen this happen before. Actually, no, I take that back. I absolutely have seen this happen before. I'm just used to being able to fix it by turning off the thing. Or by changing the date. Edit environment. Now it's June 26th. Come on. Why are you like this? Um, hmm. Well, I guess we're just going to deal with the dead trees for a while. You can really see the big gaps in the trees like this. Um, Baby It's Cold Outside. Did the what is it, the J Schlatt Christmas album, does that have Baby It's Cold Outside on it? I know I've seen the track list, but I don't actually remember what's on it. Um, let's patch these little holes. I need to get my to-do list because I don't know what I'm doing. Um, Let me actually remember to send the Trainz route building stream starting now post in the Trainz official Discord. They haven't gotten mad at me for doing that yet, so I'm going to keep doing it. And it's been 2 weeks. Like, people should have forgotten by now. My last stream. So, what is this computer? I mean, the most important thing is there's a GeForce 1070 in there, GTX 1070 in there, which that's, you know, people put a lot of emphasis on the graphics card, which is not unreasonable, although it's also relatively easy to swap a graphics card, and much more of a pain to swap out a processor. And when your bottleneck becomes your processor, sometimes people will just get a whole new computer. Now, I, on the other hand, am much worse than that, and will just replace the motherboard and processor repeatedly. I really need to remember where we are. But yeah, the 1070 is relatively new to me. Before that, I had a 480, which was kind of a failure of a. It was a little broken. It did not run very well, and in fact, one of the fans was missing a couple blades, and I had to cut. Or no, it was missing one blade, so I cut the one opposing it to make it balanced, because otherwise it would not spin properly. Yeah, that's what we've got it done. I mean, it can be difficult for me to swap a graphics card thanks to tight clearances. These modern, like, gigantic graphics cards, I might not be able to fit them anymore. Like, this one is, you know, it's about this thick, and the one that Gloria just got is, like, this thick. So, you know, I can't just throw it into the computer. It physically will not fit. So, yeah, there's that. Because I've got this holder for like a floppy disk thing. That's how old this is. Tape it onto the outside. Yeah, I mean, I'm not above that. I'll tell you, I'm not above that. Something else that I'm not above is I got like a 90-degree mount um, from uh, like an Alienware that's like a really condensed thing. So like you plug the mount in and then you can mount the graphics card at a 90-degree angle. That wouldn't help me at all. Like it'd make it much worse. But I have that, which makes me think cursed thoughts. Um, this looks pretty good considering the way we slammed it together. Um, and yeah, let me think for a second. Where was I? Oh yeah, I pulled up this. I've got an Intel i7 4790. That's the basis of this thing right now. It's in a motherboard that is from like an office computer, so it has a different kind of plug for the power supply. So I had to get an adapter for that, but it works. Um, These are some cool things. I mean, we're just gonna like make our way down this way, I guess. Although these blocks need to get sorted out. I think, yeah, it is a Frankenputer. The RAM I have in here, there are a couple of Corsair Vengeance sticks. There are 2 Corsair Vengeance sticks, and then there are 2 that are unlabeled that I don't remember where they came from. They are they are. Well, they're 4 gigs apiece. Yeah, they're 4 gigs apiece. So I've got two 8 GB sticks and two 4 GB sticks, so I've got 24 gigs of RAM, which is incredibly cursed. But you know, and I mean that's sort of the big thing. I've got I think a 250 gig solid state drive. I have a 2 TB and a 4 TB hard drive. They're from different companies. Hey Virgo, I may or may not have donated to the Build 11, by the way, because of an outside frame for you is cool as hell. Yes, yes. Welcome back, and that's great to hear. Absolutely. Build 11 is a fantastic project. I cannot wait to get back up there and see where they're at. It's been a while. It's been a while. What is this? Building metalworking. Maybe if I have like an alley here. And I can align this with the back edge of this building to make it feel like the two of them belong together, like they're part of this, like they're owned by the same people. That isn't quite straight, but I can do better than that. Hello, Train Street. All right, yeah. So this is another one where honestly, this is. It feels like I should have a spur to it, but of course it's not getting a spur. It's on the other side of this block of housing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run a gravel road down in behind it. Where is my closest gravel road? Spline. I can definitely, you know what, I can grab one over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Can't wait to get here for the first time in March? Oh, shoot! You should tell me when that's going to be, and maybe we can arrange something. Because I don't think I have anything planned for March, and I always will take an excuse to go back to the WWNF. So, you know, maybe. Could be fun. Like I mentioned earlier, and because I know, Virgo, you did a Hand on the Throttle at Essex, right? Not too long ago, like earlier this year. Either that, or I may be confusing it with somebody else, but that's the life I lead. I am going back, or I'm going to Essex tomorrow, actually. Oh my god, it snuck up on me. I mentioned this as we got started, but I got offered a cab ride, and I intend to take it. So I'm really excited to get back to Essex. I went a little while ago with some of the folks that are now in the Discord server, that are Providence Northern members or Providence Northern member adjacent. We did a big foam day for the Christmas trains. That was a lot of fun. I talked about that on the podcast. That was a lot of fun. And while I was there, I met up with some folks that I have known through Heiss's content, and also just happenstance. And you know, they offered me a cab ride, and I couldn't take them up on it right then because I had the dog with me, and TJ and Mew and everybody else. And so I said I'd take a rain check, and I figured that out. Yeah, I'm gonna get I'm not sure if it's 40 or 30/25. I didn't ask. I should ask because I know it's the 6:30 train. So it's whatever is running the 6:30 train tomorrow is what I am riding. So, you know, I'm going to leave work probably a little bit early and head on down there. Because, yeah, I'm not going to miss that for the world. That's going to be fantastic. Could also be, yeah, it could be 97. I don't think it's 97. I'm pretty sure it's one of the two. And the reason, and I'm going to guess that it's 40. Although I don't know what the schedule looks. I'm looking for a chain link fence, guys. Where did I put a chain link fence? There's one. Because the way they've been running stuff, 40 is first out and last out on the weekends, because 40 is one, not 97, and B, has like flu time to burn. You know, uh, they're not going to overwork 30-25 if they can help it, and they are not going to work 97 if they can help it because it's such a shop queen. I would imagine that's sort of their MO right now. Um, I have a 40 story to tell you later that I forgot to bring up at PN when we were talking Essex. Oh right, and I got to finish. I didn't get to finish my story because this is how that day began. Began. This is how that day began. Um, you know, I walked up to friggin', you know, walk in there and 40 and 97 or 40 and 30-25, and Casey, not our Casey, but the other Casey, the one that works at the Valley, who I, like I said, just met by happenstance at the previous Big E, leans out of the cab, and you can't hear a thing over the din of the locomotives. You can't hear anything, and Casey leans out of the cab and looks at me. I'm walking a dog up the platform, and she goes, just not, doesn't say it, but just mouths it at me. And I went, and that was the best interaction that I had all day. That was the funniest thing that's happened to me in a while. And yeah, I don't know exactly what to segue to what Virgo said about they got to get the new engine on property. If they can get a new engine, because word on the street is they're not getting that Frisco engine. So I don't know what the plan is currently. I don't know if there's a substitute or like a replacement for it that they've figured out, or if it just turned out to be too much trouble, and so they've just like given up on getting a fourth engine right now, because I mean it has been nothing but trouble. They did get their hands on that Frisco Mikado, and then I guess it just turned out not to be what they were looking for, or maybe it was too much trouble or something. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes of the Valley Railroad, but ipso facto, I don't even know if that's how you use that phrase, but they're not getting it. So, whatever. Hello, Rosa. Hello, glad to catch a stream. I always love watching others build because it gives me ideas and I do my builds. Oh, well, you have come to the right place, my friend, because I do nothing but build, and I do nothing but dispense ideas in that time. If you are new in town, and I don't think Trainz Street you've been on one of these streams either, I can't recall. But this is the Tollprint Peninsula. This is part of a mega project. It's going to get bigger. It's going to keep getting bigger. And we've done everything from little like Iowa farm towns to with 4-track main lines. Also, the fact that all the trees are dead is killing me. I cannot wait for the game to decide that we're going to have trees again. Let's see. We've got a valley here and an industrial town down here. This is Mason Valley. They do like their Mikados at the Valley Railroad. I mean, I think a Mikado or a consolidation are the best things for them, unless they want to get like a really big mogul. But I don't know where they would get. See, this is the problem. When you are a tourist railroad, you cannot afford to be picky. So, they're gonna get what they're gonna get. Mikados are wonderful middle ground locomotives. But whatever comes up on Ozark Mountain Rail Car, a really big 262. Are there any really big 262s around that they could get their hands on? Razorback Classic is a great route. I vaguely remember messing around on Razorback way back in the day. Yeah, and this is our suburban town, which I had a vision, right? I had a vision of ripping out this entire yard complex and rebuilding it to be more aligned with what a yard complex of a town with 2 railroads in it would actually look like. And the thing that gets in the way of that is the fact that the Volga Mountains Railroad has their stuff up here, and it is, this is basically just a helper point for them. They don't really need a yard. They don't have a yard. They don't serve the industries here. So it doesn't really make sense for me to present this as a, as a place with two distinct rail yards of two distinct railroad companies. But I don't know. I've never really liked this, and I might have to ditch the the base industries at some point if they keep the UI changes that they've made. I should buy back 1246. I mean, there's a thought. I wonder if they could peel something out of the hands of the Age of Steam, or like even Steamtown, right? They're if they're willing to go in on something for the long haul, there may be a chance. There may be a chance for them to pick up something that, by rights, in its current situation, is never going to run again, and not just like wait for a steam locomotive to come up on Ozark Mountain Railcar, which they seem to be fairly proactive anyway. But I keep saying that. At any rate, the 2 railroads in one town is fascinating. This is great. I love Americana routes. I'd love to see an American railroad IRL someday. I'm currently riding on Australia's NSW South Coast line. Nice. You're watching this from a train? That's awesome. And that means it's got to be like, what, like 9 in the morning for you? So that's a great. I hope I am a great way to start your day. I hope I can become a morning tradition. But alas, but I think too much of myself. Now let's see. So I wanna put some 3-deckers along this road, and I'm running into no, not FEC 113. No, don't buy an FEC engine. Don't do it. They are all so sad. They're weak and pointless. Have you ever seen how flat Florida is? If you brought FEC 113 up here, it would look at like the minuscule grades on the Valley Railroad and have an actual heart attack. But yeah, no, I want to see. I want to see what I could do in that town, because if I go back to the drawing board and I go back to like the first principles of railroad building, right? I don't think that town, or at least the track arrangement of that town, I don't think it would look like that. I don't think it would look like that. And that's kind of a problem, because I want it to be realistic, and I don't want to take, 2 steps back, right? I don't want to do 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I don't want to be redoing stuff that we've already done. But at the same time, that, like, the general arrangement of Olive has been nagging at me for a while. I'm going to say a while. Essex is going to end up with 5550. Yeah, let's just crunchy track sounds. Also, and let's not go in on CNJ 113. If anyone has seen the news, they've canceled their trips. I can't remember if they said unforeseen circumstances or if they said like unforeseen mechanical something or other, which it's a steam engine. It breaking is not unforeseen. It's never unforeseen. I mean, it always is, but it's not. Yeah, 113 is a mimir right now. Yeah, unforeseen mechanical errors. Yeah. It burned an FRA inspector. Is that what you've heard? I have not heard that, but it may be true. I don't know. The unforeseen half-life, full-life consequences. Well, yeah, there's a leak. I won't lie. I know people, and I cannot. My lips are seals because I know too much. Let's see. What is this? Pete's Coffee and Tea. Oh, it's a Verizon. This is our 1950s Verizon wireless store. They sell radios. They just trust me on this one. They sell radios. You know what bothers me though is this building is 90 degrees and this intersection is not 90 degrees. Valley Railroad buys Can 4 113. Yeah, no, that'd be kind of fun. I just sent to the Southern New England chat what happened with 113. I really wanna see this story and how it lines up. Okay, all right, that's interesting. I'm going to take that and corroborate it with the person I know who's like the man on the inside with that. Is there a sidewalk corner? No, I can just use a sidewalk spline and fill it in, but it's still kind of awkward because if you were building this in real life, you'd have this wall come out to here. Let's see, what does this look like? Okay. Oh, I only did this on one side, which, whatever, just as well. This is a little tall for what we're getting at, but honestly, this is a really nice building. This is a very nice building for what we're doing. It's like the perfect tenement building. And I really appreciate the fact that they added all this foundation, whoever did the model on this. A Teenage Rail fan, okay. No idea where we got. Well, yeah, and this is the problem, like, there are too many kernels of truth, or there are kernels of truth in every former BS story. Not saying that is one, because I could believe that happened. But, you know, existing on the cusp of believability, but also not being true is sort of like where we exist. Where we exist a little too much, perhaps. Okay. I do not know what to put in here. And at the hour, we're going to change gears. But I don't know what to put in here. Anything is possible in 113. I mean, yeah, that engine has been through a lot. I mean, it was restored outside. It was restored where it currently sits. It's not in a great place in multiple manners of speaking. Well, that's cool. I wish this was inverted because I would stick it on this side of this building. Huh. This is a nice row house. But it's got to go like on a corner, like on an edge like this. And again, we're being thwarted by the fact that these roads are not at 90-degree angles. They're close, but they're not. Rebuild the Warwick Railway and run. Yeah. Oh God. I mean, could we save the 113? Would we be capable of doing that? I mean, if it could have been restored the way it was restored, which, you know, is to say that, given that it was restored in the way that it was, I don't think anything that we could do would be worse. Unless we actually blow it up, you know. In which case, you know, if you die in a boiler explosion, you go to former Valhalla. That is the way it works. Holy moly. Holy moly. That's the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and you know what? I think that would fit quite. Oh, okay. And we have the Philadelphia Convention Center, aka the Reading Terminal. There is some good food down here. I'm going to tell you that. There's some good. If you ever end up in Philadelphia, go to the Reading Terminal Market. There's some good food. Anyway. Oh, this is a cool building. This is like a cool industrial building. That's interesting. Then we have this, which is also a cool industrial building. But I'm really not looking for cool industrial buildings right now. I'm looking for, like, anything else. I went to Philadelphia in that convention center. Oh, sweet. I mean, it probably was that one. I don't know of any other Philadelphia convention centers. It's kind of, you know, if you it's kind of tough to confuse. I feel like if you saw it, you saw it. Okay, we've got a V22. I've looked at that before. Omaha shops. I can put this at the end of this building, and this is going to be fairly, like, I've never really cared that much about how detailed my buildings are, and this is going to be kind of off the beaten path from Railroad, so the player probably won't see this. In 2019, yeah. That's the before times, Virgo. Nothing matters from back then. Let's see. This has like some stuff going on the side. Am I going to do what I did down here and put this last building at an angle? Let's see. If nobody else sees it, it's the perfect place to put an Easter egg. I could spend all my days and nights on Easter eggs, and I'm going to resist that temptation. I'm gonna resist that temptation. The before 4, yes. I've seen a little bit of Solar Opposites. It did not grab me as much as it could have, but I wasn't not entertained by that show. But yeah, if anyone, maybe I'll like timestamp this for the person who asked. 1070, 24 gig of RAM, a solid state drive as my main drive, and then a 4 terabyte hard drive as a backup drive, and then a 2 terabyte hard drive for everything else. I have seen the Model Train episode, yeah. And an i7, what did I say, 49 something. Could I add the specs to the stream? I'm just going to reply to that person's comment, actually. I meant to pull up who it was. I meant to give them credit for asking that question. Yeah, 4790. Let me go find it really quick. Bear with me. And then I'll talk about what train game should you buy. Because Train Street, you asked that, and I was like, ooh, this is a great opportunity. Okay, hold on. Wrong button. What is your PC specs? It was at Abyssing 3549. That's what it was. It was on the last episode. So at any rate, get Josh in the stream so you can hear this. Oh, right, no, it wasn't you who asked, it was Josh. I'm not going to lie, I would love to run one of those tiny 40s to WWF one day. They are wonderful. They are wonderful. You are right to want that. Personally, I want to drive the Model T. I think that would be also a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, if I know you're distant from it, right? That's why you haven't been up there yet. But man, if you can get the chance to start volunteering up there, it's a blast for multiple reasons. The volunteer culture up there is impeccable, and that's what I have to say about it. That's the best thing I can say about it. You know, a lot of places, there's a lot of old guys, and it can be tough to get into and tough to relate to people. And the WWF is nothing like that at all. There are so many, like folks that are around my age, like plus or minus, 5 or 10 years, and that makes it in a way that I can scarcely describe. That makes it, because you go from these orgs where it's, like I said, it's kind of tough to get into, kind of tough to relate, to a place where you've got like 24 young adults / kids out on the track gang, hammering in spikes, making SpongeBob references and heist references, and everything under the sun like that. And it is so much fun. It makes a day of straight hard labor go by fairly quickly. It's just whistling while you work, but for foamers. What about the pineapple flat car? That's actually what we need to get. We need to get a life-size SpongeBob's house and put it on a flat car at the WWF. But you could make something like that. Not on a 3D printer though. You need a very large 3D printer. Um, but I would love the pineapple flat, or the SpongeBob's house flat. um, all the in jokes, all the memes. People know each other. People know the stories. Um, the first time, one of the first times I went there, um, I was addressed by one of the volunteers, by Schooners. He's in the Discord. Hey, you're the soul with the podcast. And I was like, yeah, guilty as charged. That's me. And then I went back there after I did the, when I rolled in there after I had done the 3/4 of an Idiot show, the citation neededs on the bridge bar, or the draw boat, and the bridge killing bridge. But yeah, no, I mean, I've been recognized independently as the guy with the podcast, the guy with the trading cards, the guy with the bridge stories, and I mean that just like inflates my ego dramatically. But um, uh, I did put out the unabridged version of the bridge killing bridge story. There's sadly no unabridged version of the other one, of of the drawboat story. Most of that comes directly from a report. I wonder if I can find it. Hold on. I'll post it in streaming and recording. Wait, Virgo, you're in the Discord, right? If I can find it later, I won't do it now. No. Well, hold on. Rosa, there's two things going on here. Unabridged, yes, but they are also stories about bridges. So it works both ways. There's if yeah, and the frustrating part is because of the clickbait titles that you have to do for YouTube to care about your video. They're really tough to find. Like it's genuinely hard to find like these videos. I have to go into the 3/4 of an Idiot show playlist and like scroll to find the right ones. And it's like I have trouble just Googling them. I want to see the bridge you do traffic management for in person. I mean, Turner's Falls is a really neat little place. If you go up there, you're probably going to want to go up there to railfan the East Deerfield Yard, which is a great spot. There's basically, I think I think it's unofficially called Railfan Bridge, that goes over one end of the yard. And it's a great spot to just sort of sit. I mean, there aren't a lot of trains, but you can see all the action in the yard when it does happen, and you're not too far from some relatively active rail lines. I mean, you've got the Knowledge Corridor right there in Greenfield, and you're not far from the Hoosick Tunnel either. And if you play your cards right, you can see a train at both spots. And let me lay this card on the table. You're running out of time. You're running out of time to see trains coming out of the Hoosick Tunnel at night reliably. There is an NS train. It's an intermodal train that runs. Hello, Dragon. That runs on a pretty reliable schedule, and it comes out of the east portal of the tunnel at about 9:30 at night every night on weeknights. I believe it's weeknights, or it might be every night. But it is very reliable. It's probably the most reliably scheduled train that runs over that stretch of railroad. And the fact that it comes out of the tunnel at night, at the end that you can just sort of like chill at and park your car at, has made it really excellent rail fan fodder for me, and Gloria and everyone else that's come along with me in the past few years. So, the best time I ever had, it might be 1 a.m., but it won't stop me from watching Trainz route construction. What have I been doing while you were away? Mostly this. Don't get intimidated. These are splines. I did all this in like 20 minutes. It was mostly a lot of me hemming and hawing about whether I really want to do splines or not. And then I looked at this and went, yeah, that just looks just like Central Falls. Actually, baby, I don't know where Gloria is, but Gloria grew up in Central Falls, and I want to say like, hey, does this look right to you? Um, and yes, Virgo, it absolutely is. A train coming out of a tunnel at night, that tunnel specifically, because that tunnel is, I'm not a big fan of the paranormal. I am afraid no ghost, as some might say. But if any place on Earth is haunted, it's that effing tunnel. Because, how did I put this when I did the citation needed? Um, I wanted to do a citation needed on the Hoosick Tunnel, but it's way too depressing for that. Like, I don't really, like, citation needed is not the place for me to sit and goof on 200 dead people, right? Like like 200 people that lost their lives in the construction of that tunnel. No. If, by some miracle, right, I ever get invited on Well, There's Your Problem, I am doing the Hoosick Tunnel there, because that's the right place for me to goof on 200 dead people. Um, Now, there are a couple of books that I've been meaning to get about the Hoosick Tunnel. But the short version is that the it was a first commercial use of dynamite and blasting caps, and lots of effing people died. Um, it was it was a construction that took, I think, 25 years off the top of my head. So there's lots of time in there for people to die in really horrific ways, actually. So I I invite you to look it up yourself. Just know that, if you're a fan of the paranormal, you'll probably love it. Um, oh yeah, I haven't watched the Morph Curve episode yet. I just finished the one before that, the explosion in the state fair explosion. Um, so anyway, uh, rebuilding that. No. TJ already did that. Train Street. TJ already did that. I'm not even kidding. I don't know where the file is. I'm not sure if it exists anymore. But TJ did rebuild the entire Rhode Island Railroad network in trains. Yeah, they used a machine. They ran into the wall. It broke down. Yeah, no, it made it 10 feet, and then it broke, and then they replaced it with hard labor. I will put a clarification on TJ building the entire state of Rhode Island in trains, which is that it isn't. I want to do a different chain link fence than that. It isn't scenic. I think part of it was, but it's primarily just track laid out for the entire state. I've always said that if I lost this route, I would probably go and start doing the whole world, but just track, and people can scenic it if they want to, which sounds like an insane thing to do. I mean, I would start with, probably start with that state of Rhode Island map and go from there. Okay, get me this. Scratchy has been building the Central Coast line here in NSW, and as someone who is train crew on that line, I could say it's very close to the real thing. Hey, I mean, what better praise than that, right? That's fantastic. And sometimes you'll get something that'll come out. Sometimes you'll get something that'll come out like that. That's very close to home, and you'll only be able to see what's wrong with it, right? Like Train Sim World. I know it's kind of low hanging fruit, right? Train Sim World. When they first put out their Northeast Corridor, there was a bunch of aesthetic things wrong with it. Like, I think the catenary poles were wrong, was one of the things. And I'm not saying people, went after them for it, but they got sort of rightfully dunked on for that, because it's just not right. It's not correct. So if somebody's out here building it in Trainz and you're on crew and you're saying, no, that's that's fairly accurate, then either you're a relatively easygoing person, which is always appreciated, or or they're doing a good job. Because I don't usually get bothered about that. I've always like something that I really want to do one of these days, like not one of these days, but like something I wish was possible, right? We talked earlier. I mentioned earlier how I've scarcely driven in this game. I'm almost always building, and mostly there's just not a lot of entertainment value in driving the trains in this game. If I want to drive a train, I'm gonna go play Derail Valley. And what I want to do more than anything else is take a real world route and just drop it into Derail Valley wholesale. I want to have that tool. I want to be able to do that. Or like drop a Trainz route into there. Or even just steal all the code for the train driving and drop it into Trainz. Because, I mean, I'll be damned if Derail Valley isn't the greatest train driving simulator out on the market right now. And I'd say that it's not even really a simulator. It is genuinely a game. NSW is New South Wales, right? Yeah, I mean, I just want to, I want to try to experience, I want to try to experience what people experienced when driving these routes, right? Um, and I think that's that's as close as it's gonna get. Everyone's gonna hear the music in their heads. I was on Kenosha Pass not too long ago, and driving up the side of Kenosha Pass where 346 wrecked, and I'm sitting there and thinking like, I want this experience. I want to know what it's like. I need to know what it's like to lug a train up this pass in an 1880s, locomotive that is scarcely equipped for it and has vacuum brakes which are useless at altitude. Like, I want to experience that. I want to experience that difficulty, that pain, that fear of coming down the mountain. It's just like we need more of that. And honestly, I think that maybe Derail Valley is, and I'm sure people say this to them like 2 times a day, right? To say this to Alt Future, you need to add a map editor. You should add a map editor. And there are ways to edit DV maps. I understand that they're pretty involved, but there's 2 things standing in the way here. One, there's nothing officially sanctioned, which I need to add a map editor. I'm sure that'll come eventually, maybe, and if not, somebody will figure it out. In a way that is more palatable to a casual user like myself. And or the other thing that stands in the way is Derail Valley. Its map is built around its gameplay, and not the other way around. The CRM at the base of it. No, the CRM is not on the line that led to Kenosha. I would have to look at the map again, but I think that was the line that leads towards the Georgetown Loop. I'd have to look at it again, but yeah. Yeah, I wish Railroader had that. See, Railroader is much more palatable. Like, Railroader feels like it's more likely to get that ability, but there are still some things. Railroader and Derail Valley, their maps have something in common, which is they are explicitly tailored for the gameplay. Railroader much less, because a lot of it, like the track work, is fairly accurate in Railroader, and in Derail Valley it's not realistic. No, the Rio Grande didn't have a connection to the Georgetown Loop. The Georgetown Loop was... Ah, shoot. All right, hold on. We're going on a field trip. Let's go on a field trip. We're going to look at some railroad maps. It's... So, I don't know all the railroading history of Colorado, right? I am not the expert on this. But there's Golden, right? And Golden, you had two things, I think. I think you had both the Rio Grande and the CNS in here. Or no. No, because this is owned by BNSF. Which, if you follow that lineage, I think this was CNS, and then it was... Because the Colorado Southern was owned by the CB&Q, the Burlington, which became Burlington Northern, which became Burlington Northern Santa Fe. So... This, and I'm kind of bummed that it's not showing me the abandoned right-of-way, but it's down here somewhere. Yes, it is. Yeah, no, it's not showing me the abandoned right-of-way. All right, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way, which is Mississippi Rails, Colorado. Open this. Okay. That's better. Let's fix the day-night cycle. Can it be day, please? There we go. So, where is Georgetown Loop? Up here. This is the Georgetown Loop, right here. This is the railroad that went past the Georgetown Loop. The Argentine Central. It went up here to the edge of the cliff. I like how that's 3D. It went up here to the edge of the cliff and ended. It was basically a tourist railroad. So yeah, that's cool. They should definitely rebuild that. That'd be baller. This line right here is the line that goes to Georgetown, as you can see. This was built by the Colorado Central to UPD&G to Colorado Southern. Colorado Southern... Okay, so it was built by the Colorado Central. Colorado Central was owned by Union Pacific, or the UPD&G was, right? But then it was given to the Colorado and Southern, which the Colorado and Southern, like I said, we just went through that. Which the Q right here, yeah, you can see that being overlaid because that's the same trackage. So if you have, okay, where's the museum? There it is. The one that looks like a train set. Here's the museum. Here's the line. Colorado Central, UPD&G to CNS to CB&Q to BN to BNSF. So this was never a Rio Grande line. This I don't think was either. No, Colorado Central. That's it. So this out here was like the most probably apt thing you could ascribe it to was Colorado Central, or not Colorado Central, Colorado and Southern. At least in my opinion, that's what I would call it. This was CNS. It was Q and then whatever I just said, and that leads up to here. If we want to look at what the hell was the other thing we were looking at? What did we say? Kenosha. This is Kenosha. This is Kenosha Pass right here. I think. Shawnee, Bailey. Yes, this is Kenosha Pass. So it's a little bit further south. Also, CNS originally DSP&P. Oh shoot, what folder is this in? Yeah, so UPD&G. Okay, UPD&G. So no, maybe UPD&G is not under Union Pacific. Maybe I have that confused. Under Colorado and Southern, under CB&Q. So this is Kenosha down here. Hopefully that clears things up. The Mississippi Rails, that website is absolutely fantastic for stuff like this, and we use it. These maps were the basis for Merger Mania. If anybody here has played that before, well, I know some people have. Here's the DNS, the Durango and Silverton. The Cumbres and Toltec is right here between Antonito and Chama. And then you've got some other stuff down here, like the San Juan extension between Chama and Durango, which they should totally rebuild. It would make tons of sense. It'd be amazing. And then here is the, not the Colorado Southern, the Rio Grande Southern. Yeah, this is the RGS. Which means I think Lizard Head is over here somewhere. Yes, I will be responsible on Lizard Head. All right. Actually, I'm gonna just check on the chat before I close that out. Perfect intermission. Perfect intermission for the hour. Hey, that's right. Hey, Yankee. Kenosha Pass. Yes, home of the infamous Kenosha Moose. That is correct. We got to see the Kenosha Moose. All right. Discard that. Let's get back to work. I need some more water. So what's next for us? It is 8:07, which means these like 5 buildings that I did. That's my entire progress on this area for today. And you know what? Maybe that's fine because it is a couple weeks before Christmas, and I'm done pretending. Okay, I'm done pretending that I'm getting work done. No, so we have work to do with regard to the AI, with regard to the industries, right? And I remember I started doing stuff in staging last time. So maybe let's zip over to staging, because I don't know what other stuff I can do over here. I don't know if I can bring myself to do more over here. And I'm sorry, folks, this is where it gets boring. So here's passenger staging, right? We've got the VMR staging, and we've got the Gilson Eastern staging over here. I wrote PS, but I think I'm going to write something else. Which is... Oh, that's not a large enough radius for it to show up. G. That is pretty damn invisible. Okay, well, whatever. E. Oh, for crying out loud. R. R. Gilson Eastern Railroad. That goes there. And you can't even read it. Damn it. And then we're going to do V. This was not the soundest decision. M. R. I could write it with sidewalk spline. I think that might be even more invisible, though. Whatever. We know what it is. So the goal here, and I need to get in the right headspace for this because, yeah. We want to build these little modules, or we need to refine this little module. What is this module? And this is like Factorio me talking, right? This is, imagine this. A train pulls out of this portal, which this is a portal, I'm fairly certain. Why doesn't it say portal? Yeah, it is a portal. Wait a minute. How come? Why is it not working as a portal? These things don't work anymore, do they? Why don't the portals work anymore? I need to get new portals. And guess what? We don't have the portals down here either because I removed them. You need to go find a portal now. Are there any left? Did I delete them all? Are there any up here? I don't think so. I think I deleted all the portals. That's not great. Because I need to know if the old ones work. Hold on, I'm going to go on the download station for a second. Bear with me. Get over here. I mean, there are absolutely going to be portals that work, but I want the little one. Because the big ones are big. Okay, hold on. Filter. Download station. Portal. Um, not iPortal, not iPortal session, not multiplayer, blah blah blah. Portal, Portal 4MP, no. Portal gun, what? What? Hold on, you guys got to see this. I just, this is not what I expected. Portal gun. Hold on, I'm gonna save the map really quick. Because I'm downloading this. I'm downloading this. I'm downloading the portal gun. I need to know what it is. I mean, I know. I just. What is this? Oh my. Every time I think, I have to figure out how to do this, there's a thing that makes it easier. Hold on, we're downloading this also. Because. What? Portal Modern. No. Portal Gun. Portal Gun. Downloading Portal Gun. Okay. Portal Immediate Random. Option to produce Trainz after a random time. Option to regurgitate trains. Note that buildings cannot be replaced, not parsable, up to blah blah blah. I kind of want to download that, but Portal Basic TC. Basic Portal update from the original Basic Portal, now ready for Trainz 2009. Wow. Okay. Quick Portal Manager. Quick Portal Manager with timetable. Download that. Portal Modern. I already looked at that. I Tunnel Portal Script Library. Tunnel Portal. No. I feel like there should just be a portal here. You know? Hold on. What if I get rid of out of date and installed? What is... Hold on. What is... Grab that. Portal Basic Short. Okay, that's what it's called. It's called Portal Basic Short. Can I grab this, please? No. Of course not. I think I might have broken it. Pot plant. Oh, not that. Okay, no, never mind. I thought that was something different. If you used the portal before, shouldn't it be in the installed section? Yes, but I was looking for an update. Sometimes portal basic short. You are that queued. Let's go back up to P. Portal basic short. Okay, so there's not a new. Okay, this is packaged. It still doesn't make sense that it's not working. Let's see. What if I just throw in regular portal? Oh, they changed the texture. If I open it up, and now I have the proper window. If I throw in portal basic, open it up, and I have the proper window. Portal basic short, no dice. Broken. Dead. Why is there not a new one? What the hell? Doesn't matter, though, because the big thing today is the portable toilet. Yeah, that's what I want. No. The big thing today is the portal gun, which, can't help but notice, not in here. I thought it was a building. Let's go to Surveyor 2, because that will let me search through everything. Portal... No, I don't want ground. I want all content. Although last time I did this, it crashed the game, so thank goodness I saved. Uh-oh. Ooh, it stopped for a second. Portal gun. No? Where'd it go? Where did it go? Is it hung up downloading it? Where did it go? Wouldn't it be in here? After E somewhere? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Why is it obsolete? Why is it immediately obsolete? What obsoletes the portal gun? What? This is wild. Hold on, can I download this version? Oh, 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 oh. There's something in the list now. Oh, it's doing the doom thing. It's just counting down. Come on, you can do it. Alright, anyway, hold on. While that... Nope, no, it's stuck. It's stuck. The game is stuck. I love Trainz. It's my favorite train simulator. I love it so much. I've spent hundreds... Oh, there it is. That's a flower. What? 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 What are you? What? I am befuddled. I'm so confused. I thought we were gonna get a portal gun. We got a flower. Anyway, portal timetable rule. Let's look at that. Edit session. Oh, shoot. Rule load failure. What? Why? What? Don't tell me I'm going to have to do that from the beginning. Don't tell me I'm going to have to do that again. That's the last thing I left. That's the only thing I left automated, and it breaks. I love trains. It's my favorite train simulator. I am going... I'm going to lose my mind. These guys start on top of... No, they don't. No, they back up into the car barn, and then... Why are you broken? Why? Why, oh why, oh why? Whatever, you're just going to stay right there. You're going to stay right there. I'm not messing with you. Add rule. Add rule. What is it called? Portal timetable? Oh, what? What? Uh-oh, why are you broken? Are you missing a dependency or something? Quick portal manager with timetable. Portal timetable rule. Whatever, we'll do that. Hey, Casey. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, that one also doesn't work. Oh my god, what's broken? Can I find the schedule at trackmark rule? Will it let me put that one in? That one won't work either? What is going on? What is going on? Do I have to reset all rules before... Yes, everything on this route is on the DLS, including the route itself. What is going on? I think we broke everything. Oh, installed from DLS faulty. Faulty dependencies. course, when I find something that I think is going to be very helpful, of course it's faulty. Portal timetable. All right, hold on. View errors and warnings. Okay, that's above my pay grade. Portal timetable rule. Faulty dependencies. List dependencies. Common data library. Can I re-download this? List asset versions. Must be to and later. Hold on. Can I delete this and then go get... Oh, okay. Alright. TRS 19 SP4 and later. Could get that one instead. Oh wait, no. No, I could get this one instead. Download this version. Revert to original. That might help. Yes, no, maybe? No. It didn't add anything. What's going on? Why can't I add anything now? What is going on to this? What is happening? What the hell is happening? Can I add something benign? Like clean up... Okay, I can add that. I just can't add what I want to add. I found a command. I found a command that should make my life a lot easier, but it is broken. Oh, this wants specifically this version? No, it's just showing me those qubits. Oh, and you're also faulty. You are faulty, and you have faulty dependencies. What if I get a different version? Download this version. Quick Portal Manager Stack Library. Okay. Add. Quick Portal. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's just the library. Where is the thing that goes to the library? Okay. Quick Portal Manager with timetable. Installed from DL's missing dependencies. List dependencies. It wants specifically this version. Also, this is faulty. Extended session variables library. List asset versions. Delete this. Let's try download this version. Is anything better? Wait, where'd the other... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait, what? What is this? What are you? IT Enhanced Manager Rule. Oh, no. Wait, no. That's new. What is going on here? Why are all of my rules broken now? Let's just go with category. Let's do script. Let's see if I can fix this at all. Oh, right. Hold on. I would like to add installed. Installed true. Wait, what are these other things on? Rule? Rule. Oh, that's where they are. Portal timetable rule, yes, okay. Can I see the asset versions? No, the previous one isn't on the DLS. These two are missing dependencies. This one is obsolete. Bet you it was that damaged portal gun. Quick portal manager. I might have to nuke some of these rules and start again, which is really frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. Actually, can I just see faulty? Because now I'm worried about my interlocking towers. I'm going to go check on one. I'm going to go check on the one that I'm going to need to redo anyway. So, yeah, this is riveting gameplay, isn't it? Yeah, that's toast. Why? That's worked so well for so long. I'm going to try to backdate everything I can. Clipboard library. And no, not those. Because I tried to update everything. Let me make sure that there's not a newer version. Trainz settings. Install. Check for Trainz updates. No, nothing. Clipboard library. Alright, let's list asset versions. Go down to the bottom. Delete this. And then I will say you download this version. Okay, you're fine. Alright. What? Wait. No, it's faulty. Oops, not list asset versions. Few errors and warnings. This is the same error that the other one had. There's got to be something up with Trainz where it's breaking a whole bunch of these. Can I go back further? Download this version. Nope, that's also broken. I just saw it appear on this window. I've only got the one instance of Trainz running. Few errors and warnings. Still validating that. I mean, I can and maybe should back out to the main menu here, but I'm not, like, it shouldn't care. It usually does not. Built-in obsolete. Oh, there's a built-in version. Hold on. Get rid of this for now. Still can't get past the clipboard library. Yeah, no, it's same issue. Failed to load dependency assets required for compiling this asset. I'm gonna go delete the portal gun. I don't know why, but I feel like that has something to do with it. What's the asset versions? This is wild. These are all like the same thing. Delete this. This was somebody shenaniganizing. Maybe not intentionally, but there's something wrong with that asset. It's the same error. Huh. So what is going on with these? I'm gonna have to poke around. I'm not worried about the missing dependencies. None of these things have missing dependencies. These are just straight broken. Although, the fact that it says, when it gets to the bottom here, failed to load dependency assets required for compiling this asset. I've never seen that error before. Restore asset libraries from pre-built. Forced rebuild. So what is going on here? List asset versions. What if I go all the way back to the built-in version? Now you're having trouble deleting. Very interesting. This is a bunch of stuff that was updated for Trainz SP4, and it just doesn't seem to have taken properly. 0 errors, 0 warnings. Okay. What about you? So that one validated. Let's just go through these one at a time, then. List asset versions. Delete you. Errors and warnings on you. Yeah, I know you're toast. Delete you. Let's go back to the oldest version we can, I guess. Let's try this one. Download this version. Nope, that just showed right up in there, didn't it? Yeah. So, no, this thing is cooked, like through and through, which is strange because it definitely wasn't doing that before, and nothing has changed in the meantime. Except for downloading these portal rules, which... Portal timetable rule. So I'm wondering if I should do a database rebuild and see about that. Because if I can delete that and just go back to this, download that. I don't want to just waste a whole bunch of time. Especially because this is the first time we've had one in a couple of weeks, but I think I need to do a database rebuild and see if that helps at all. Because sometimes it will. For something like this, I'm not certain, but I think it's worth giving it a shot. there is a non-zero chance that because this is on this hard drive that's having problems, it's having problems. So I will give it a rebuild database. And in fact, if something is happening, I may need to either reinstall the game or definitely expedite my process with getting a new hard drive for this. Because if this is a sign of the game starting to fail, then that's, less than ideal, let's just say. Now, I'm wondering if it's something in the game, if I can sort of repair my installation, right? That's something that I would like to do. I would like to give that a shot, to repair my installation. Instructions for moving your content, performance by Trainz, dev. 13 errors. So that didn't really do anything. I mean, I can do the big rebuild database, but I think the problem is with the Trainz install. And what I might want to do is move my assets somewhere, reinstall the game, and see if that helps. So it might be. Now, instructions for moving your content. This is not going to be where my stuff is. I have no problems finding it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of all my stuff. I'm going to make a copy of all my stuff into the other folder here, into the place where we did this. This is not what I wanted to be doing today. Solver Peninsula, and then I'm going to go and find my content folder. So it's not in here. Let's go O drive, programs, M3V games. No, that's the wrong version. Obtain content, Trainz 2019 content. Actually, date modified. No, that's Steam. All right, never mind. Program files. No. It's in here somewhere. Trainz. No, this is my regular content folder. It's got to be in here somewhere. Trainz 2019 content. I mean, is it under Trainz 2019 content? Because I wouldn't think so. Actually, there should be a button, right? There should be a button in the launcher to take me to my content folder. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Oh, shoot. What the hell? Local data folder. User settings and content for this installation is on my C drive? That's not where it should be. It's not where it should be at all. Which makes this even more confounding because, yeah, it should not be there. Ellis, app data, local, and 3V games. Where is app data? It's probably hidden folders. Yeah, okay, there we go. And this was modified today. Now the real question is how big is this? I wouldn't expect it to be that big, but I would not expect it to be small. Okay, yeah, and my C drive, which is not a very large drive, all things considered, um, is probably a lot of it is being taken out. Oh, it's a 500 gig drive. Okay, I thought it was a two, 200 and change. So I'm not overly worried about this content then, because it should be perfectly fine on the solid state drive, unless the solid state drive is in fact beginning to fail as well, which would be a really great thing to happen. Use the settings of content to store to the above location. Specify an alternate location for storing your content. Avoid data loss. Please read the instructions carefully before making changes. Now, I did just make that backup, so I don't even really need to care, but local? No. Let's look at the held moving content again. You may access this location, blah, blah, blah. User data redirect map. Local data folder. Highlight and copy this path. Verify all other tabs contain the settings you want. Windows Explorer, navigate to current data folder. In the second instance, and create your new folder. Highlight and copy this new path. Share clipboard. Into the local data folder field. Close the settings dialog. Focus on the first instance of Windows Explorer. Copy all files folders here into the new folder. Okay. Everything. Okay. That is not... Yeah, no, I have Crystal Disk Info installed. That's what I was looking at for my disk health. And it wasn't the most transparent thing in the world, because I'm not that technically inclined. But it did certainly tell me that there's no shortage of usage on these drives. In fact, let's take a look, shall we? Utilities, Crystal Disk Info. Yep. Come on, wake up. So this is my C drive. I don't know what this stuff means, but it does have 30,000 power on hours, which is not great. So does this, about the same. I got these two drives at the same time, and then this thing is just very, very old, but I don't use it very much. Also, how is the current higher than the worst? How does that work? This is good, this is good, this is good. So, I mean, good, right? But what exactly do you mean by good? I think I might just have to reinstall the game. Now, I'm not super happy about that, because I will lose this or that thing. But I will keep this, because I just made a backup of it. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. But I don't really want to proceed until I've figured this out, because I don't want to lose I don't want to lose a bunch of data because of these failed rules, right? What I may do first is I might reach out and say, hey, look, a bunch of the script things are giving me this warning, or this error, right? And what does that mean, right? Yeah, there's no view help for this message. I'll give you help for this message. Okay. Parse error line 1. So, right at the beginning. There's no text in that page. Okay, yeah, I'm out of luck. Great, love that. What if I'm loading into the game again. Oh, because I did a database repair, so now I'm loading into the game again. This is not. We had 2 weeks off, and before that we had like 3 weeks off, and this is not what I wanted to be spending my time on here. This is a little frustrating because I want it to just work. I do. And having the scripts error out, it isn't the end of the world, right? Because it's not really getting in the way of anything, at least at present time. I mean, let's take a look at these scripts, right? Uh, oh, oh, oh! I wonder what that has to do with game date library, uh, list dependence. No, it's just for this. See, I figured this was, something that was having problems. Speed to regroup 09. All of these are new things, except for you, right? But you're fine. List dependence. Yeah, no, I'm not using that anywhere because it's broken. List dependence. This is in the Tolbrin Peninsula, but let me guess. This has the same. It has the same errors. So what is going on here? What is going on here? Everything's having the same problems. All of these script errors are the same error, which says to me something important, which is if we can find a solution to one of them, we will have a solution to all of them. I need to figure out my maximize compatibility. Maximize performance. Interesting. Debug render. I don't know what these things are. Developer, rebuild database, new content. I would really love to just... Oh, visit test track, huh? I'd really love to just sort of repair install, right? And also, we're sitting here on pre-caching content trying to log back into the route. And, I mean, we only will have lost like an hour of work if I can't get it to export properly. But I don't remember having any of these problems 2 weeks ago. And I think we did look into the... Oh, okay, we're back. We're not dead yet. Where am I? Oh, I'm in Mason's Landing. Okay, yeah. Where is the interlocking tower? Is it broken? Oh, I'm sure. I bet it's a faulty asset. Actually, that means whatever was... Well, I don't want to load up the other thing. We did do some work here, and I like it. But if the previous version is the one that works, right, then... These things are definitely still cooked. Time to the limited display HTML. Oh, whoops. Get out of here. Even if I were to like take screenshots of this, wouldn't matter. Could put it on the clipboard, but I think we're going to lose the clipboard. Well, I guess I'm going to go off to troubleshoot because there's no reason to continue the stream when I'm not going to make any progress. I think I will just try to maybe do a install repair of the game, if I can even find out how to do that. So, I don't know. Or I'll go look in the Discord. But you'll hear from me next week. So, this is the Admiral, signing off. Oh, whoops, that's not the right